Well, hello there. Welcome to part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I highly suggest you take a look at that first. The link is in the description below. However, if you're continuing on, let's do that together. Today we are talking about all the playable boards that you could find right there. Mario Party Legends. You know, minigames are cool and all, but the boards are the real star of the show. For the boards keep the party going longer, which is why I had to pick a really good roster of boards to be playable for Mario Party Legends. Most Mario Party games have a selection of 5, 6, or 7 boards to choose from. However, Mario Party Legends has some returning boards as well. So this time, there's 14 playable boards to choose from. That is wild. 5 of these boards are playable out the box, the other 9 have to be unlocked, and 6 of the new boards are part of the main story mode. I'll get to that another time. In the meantime, let's talk about the boards. Here are the new ones. Oh wait, one more thing before I begin. Every one of these boards has its own end-of-stage boss. These boss battles are handled in a very similar manner to Mario Party 9, 10, and Star Rush. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. In the meantime, the first stage of story mode is Mushroom Hills. I wanted the first board of the game to be as simple and easy as possible. So I chose to theme it after Toad Road from Mario Party 9, World 0 from Mario Party Star Rush, and the grassy World 1 levels of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. The goal of this board is to collect the most stars. This holds true for all the other boards as well. And when all is said and done, you will incur a boss battle. The boss of this stage is Wiggler. Wiggler Bounce returns from Mario Party 9 to serve as Wiggler's boss battle. To win, all you gotta do is ground pound on the big caterpillar's body. But make sure you don't run into the piranha plants. They'll take a bite out of you and you'll lose a point. And as before, once Wiggler's stamina is down to half, this happens. And then the rest of the battle gets a little tougher. Wiggler starts moving faster and more piranha plants appear. Once you've conquered Wiggler, your next stop is the Crystal Caverns. New Super Luigi U's Cricket Cavern had the biggest influence on this board, as the entire place is underground and those tilted crystals are everywhere. The selection of a boss at the end of the stage was pretty easy. As most piranha plants can be found underground, the boss of this board is Petey Piranha. What's the trick to taking down this big walking piranha plant? Simple. Throw your colorful bombs at him in Petey's Bomb Battle, returning from Mario Party 10. The only difference this time around is that it's not set in Mushroom Park like it was in Mario Party 10. It's actually set underground, because, well, this is Crystal Caverns. The second half of the battle becomes a little bit more challenging, because if you throw a bomb into Petey's mouth when it's open, he'll spit it back at you, and a spiked ball. And now it's time to get back into the sun. The blazing hot sun. Our next stop is Stone Eye Desert. The Stone Eye statues, which first appeared in New Super Mario Bros. U, always have their eye on you. So make sure you don't make a bad move, because they'll know. I knew I had to pick an enemy from the desert world to be the boss of this level. So I ended up picking the Fire Snake. Water is the sworn enemy of fire. So defeating the Fire Snake is simple. Spray it with water. You might be asking yourself, how do you do that? Well, the gameplay is pretty similar to that of Soak or Croak from Super Mario Party. Only difference is, instead of trying to knock each other off the platform, you're trying to defeat the Mega Fire Snake. By the way, aiding the Mega Fire Snake in the battle are the little cinders from Super Mario Galaxy. Desert too hot for you? Then let's go somewhere a little colder. In fact, a lot colder. Penguin Valley. There are two possible locations that you could find a penguin in the Mario series. Either at the beach or in the snow. And that's exactly what you'll find at Penguin Valley. A whole lot of snow. The boss this time is also a very chilly kind of boss. I am talking about Mr. Blizzard. The big snowman has been a boss before in Mario Party Island Tour. The only problem that time was that's a one-player boss battle. His boss battle in Mario Party Legends would be a 4-player boss battle. For this boss battle, I take inspiration from Mario Party 3's Snowball Summit. In that minigame, you had to build up a snowball and toss it at your opponents. However, this time, you're building up a snowball to toss it at the big snowman, Mr. Blizzard. And in a similar manner to how the little cinders help out the Mega Fire Snake, the little burrs, also from Super Mario Galaxy, would lend a hand to Mr. Blizzard. It only makes sense. Warm sand, cool surf, and hot minigames. You'll find all of that at Dragon Eel Boardwalk. Koopa's Seaside Soiree from Mario Party 4 and Whimsical Waters from Mario Party 10 had the biggest influence on this board. However, at the same time, there is also a real-life inspiration, the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk in Santa Cruz, California. Now, I'm sure you've taken note by now how each boss fits in with the board somehow. Wiggler for the grasslands, Fire Snake for the desert, Mr. Blizzard for the snow. Well, the water gets the Porcupuffer. In Super Mario 3D World, there are a couple of different ways to destroy the Porcupuffer. Cannon box or fire. For this boss battle, we will focus on the cannon box. The battle would take place on a ring island with a pool in the middle where the Porcupuffer would reside. The Porcupuffer would be able to jump out of the water and bounce around on the island before hopping back into the pool. The only way to defeat him? Use that cannon box to hit him. And now we have reached the end of Story Mode. The last stage you have to conquer in order to restore peace to the Mushroom Kingdom is none other than Bowser's Castle. Mario Party hasn't always had a Bowser's Castle stage before. I refer to his space station in Mario Party 9 and his pinball machine in Mario Party DS. But either way, when he has had a castle stage, it's been pretty good. At this point, I'm pretty certain that you are expecting Bowser to be the final boss. And you would be right. But instead of using one of the 3 Bowser battles from Mario Party Star Rush, or any other previous Bowser battle for that matter, I decided to go with Bowser's Tank Terror from Mario Party 10. Now, for those of you who have played Mario Party 10 before, you may recall that after you blow up Bowser's tank, it explodes and Bowser is thrown into the lava. And at this point, you're probably thinking, the battle's over, right? Oh no, we're only getting warmed up. For at this point, Bowser becomes Dry Bowser, and the true battle begins. Let's do it! So that's all of the Story Mode boards, but there's one more space on this screen here. And that space is reserved for one more unlockable board. Bowser's Castle is one of them. The other one is the Comet Observatory. Now I know I predicted this for Mario Kart before, but seriously, the Comet Observatory is so big and so perfect, they could transform it into anything. And when you think about it, the entire observatory could be used as a Mario Party board, instead of just the lower level for Mario Kart's battle mode. Now, I bet you are thinking to yourself, because this is not part of Story Mode, there's no boss here, right? Think again. Every board has an end of stage boss. And this time, the boss is Dino Piranha. You read and heard that right. The very first boss in Super Mario Galaxy. And quite frankly, the easiest one. Have you ever been to a sports game and seen t-shirts getting fired out from a t-shirt cannon? Well, that's your weapon against the Dino Piranha. And your ammo are star bits. As they do in Super Mario Galaxy, star bits would fall in from the sky and bounce around for a little while before disappearing. To collect them, you gotta go to them, kinda like how you have to go to your colored balls in Mosh Pit Playroom in Mario Party 8. And that's pretty much all there is to it. And now we get to recap the new boards. Mushroom Hills, Crystal Caverns, Stone Eye Desert, Penguin Valley, Dragon Eel Boardwalk, Bowser's Castle, and the Comet Observatory. Alright, that is all of the new boards. Now we get to move on to my favorite part, the returning ones. All of them would be unlockable. Are you ready? I sure as hell am. Let's go. Goomba's Greedy Gala. This was my absolute favorite board from Mario Party 4. For me, this is a no-brainer. Plus, if you put everything on the main floor, it works perfectly for the two playstyles that I have. What? Playstyles? Oh, right. I'll get to that in another video. In the meantime, let's keep things moving along and talk about the boss of the board. Can you take a guess? Mega Goomba? The Mega Goomba boss battle in Mario Party Star Rush, if you ask me, is not a boss battle. The battle in Mario Party 10, now that is a boss battle. However, I already had 2 boss battles from Mario Party 10 in this game. I don't think I want a third. So, I decided to base this one off of Babard King Babam from Mario Party 9. The gameplay is not different. What is different is this. King Babam is replaced with Mega Goomba. The Babams you get to choose from are green shells, dropped off by Lakitu. And if the need arises for it in the second half of the battle, red shells will be tossed at the players who pick the same shell by smaller Goombas. Neon Heights. Now I do have to admit this, I have not actually played Mario Party 7 before. Luckily though, the other returning stages represent a game that I have played. So this one in particular will be a little interesting for me. When I first laid my eyes on Neon Heights, one particular boss came to mind. So, the boss of this board would be Motley Boss Blob. Yeah, that guy from Mario's 3D World. The battle would start off with a tiny boss blob, but it wouldn't take long for him to transform into that huge shiny gold thing that we all know and dread. Luckily for you, in a similar fashion to P.D. Piranha in Mario Party Star Rush, he might spawn some gold shells which you can use to lower his HP. Koopa's Tycoon Town. Let the record know that I was originally going to go with Shy Guy's Perplex Express, but I was having trouble thinking of a good boss battle for that stage. So, I decided to scrap that and go with Koopa's Tycoon Town. But why Tycoon Town? Why not King Boo or DK or Goomba or even Bowser? Well, the reason is Koopa's Tycoon Town has the perfect boss, who is also a Koopa. A mallet-wielding Koopa. I'm talking about Sludge Bro. When I look back at Sludge Bro's boss battle in Mario Party 10, I have to think to myself, why? This is better suited for Kamek more than anything. That being said, I decided to repurpose Hammer Chime from Mario Party DS into a 4-player boss battle. It's got all the same gameplay, the only difference, you're trying to get the correct sequence of notes faster than your opponents. That's how you get the most points. And finally, after the halfway point, there's more notes to play, and the notes come at you at a quicker speed. Magma Mine. It may not be my favorite stage from Mario Party 9, but Magma Mine's music is complete fire. Naturally, this stage would have to undergo a heavy redesign. I really don't think they could implement the rising lava and make it only affect one player. Unless they took the Mario Party Star Rush route, then they could probably make it work. In Mario Party 9, Spike was the mid-boss, and Chain Chomp was the main boss. Well, Spike is playable now, and Chain Chomps appear in a bunch of minigames. So I decided to give the spotlight this time to King Bob-omb. This explosive of a mustache had a pretty fiery battle in Mario Party Star Rush, so I decided to bring back King Bob-omb's Boom d'Etat. Like before, the small bombs are worth 1, the big bombs are worth 2, and if a small bomb is dropped ready to explode, it's worth 3 if you can get to it. Bowser's Pinball Machine. This one was another no-brainer selection for me. I adored the flashing lights out of Bowser's Pinball Machine. Plus, not to brag or anything, but I always win at the Wheel of Wonder whenever I place my coins on the ×5. Allow me to show you how. First, watch the lights spin around the wheel and get a feel for their timing. When you see the light go halfway up the ×2 wedge, right about here, hit the A button. If you do it right, you'll land on the ×5 wedge every single time. I bet you're wondering, is Bowser the boss of this board as well? No, that actually goes to Bowser Jr. Originally, I was gonna have his boss battle be one of his minigames from Mario Party 9, but then I realized it's just gonna be too complicated to convert it into a full-on boss battle. So I decided to go with the boss battle that Mario Party 9 actually had for Bowser Jr. Let it be known that I hate minigames of luck. However, Mario Party is known for having these kinds of minigames. So that's why I decided to bring back Bowser Jr. Breakdown, to serve as Bowser Jr.'s boss battle. World 2-3. It's really disappointing that Mario Party Star Rush did not take the time to name any of its boards. So let's go ahead and do that right now with World 2-3. Peepa's Mystic Mansion. Yep, the Peepas are here to slow you down, the spike traps are here to block your path, and no more fighting 5 different bosses that don't even relate to the board. Now there's one dedicated boss. And I think you can imagine who it is. King Boo. One more boss battle from Mario Party Star Rush to come back, and it's King Boo's Light Smite. All you have to do is grab a light box, make your way across the circular moving platforms, all without touching a Peepa, so you can attack the royal ghost with its mortal enemy, light. Of course, you shouldn't get too comfortable with how fast the platforms are moving in the first half, for in the second half, they start moving much, much faster, making it a lot harder to avoid touching any Peepas and losing ground. Whomp's Domino Ruins. And to wrap it all up, we have a board returning from the latest installment in the series, Super Mario Party. Since I didn't have a jungle adventure kind of board yet, I decided to go with Whomp's Domino Ruins over the other 3 for a variety of reasons. I think it ought to be pretty obvious who the boss of this board would be. I am talking about Whomp. It is unfortunate that I have to say I spent way the hell too much time trying to think of a unique boss battle for Whomp, because I didn't want it to be Mario Party 9's Whomp Stomp again, but I'm still coming up empty-handed. That being said, to keep me from going crazy, I'm not even going to try to make one myself. If this game were to ever happen, I have full confidence that the people at Nintendo would be able to think of something unique. And now we recap the returning boards. For Mario Party 4, Goomba's Greedy Gala. For Mario Party 7, Neon Heights. From Mario Party 8, Koopa's Tycoon Town. From Mario Party 9, Magma Mine. From Mario Party DS, Bowser's Pinball Machine. From Mario Party Star Rush, World 2-3/Peepa's Mystic Mansion. And from Super Mario Party, Whomp's Domino Ruins. Well, that is the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Stick around for the next part. The next part will be all about items and spaces and the dice blocks. I'll see you then.